planetary and spiritual ramifications of COVID-19. The planetary, implies the physical. Where are you going with this? I assume this has to do with the blow to our collective consciousness.
It does, without a doubt, that this is horrible. And every generation has its crisis or has its war. And in a sense, this is a war. And I know a lot of politicians have been depicting it as such. And honestly, I hope this is the war and not a nuclear one. And as horrible as this is, and it is taking a heavy toll worldwide on lives, at least we're not sitting here waiting for nuclear fallout to hit. But in the physical sense, yes, it is killing people. It is wrecking economies worldwide. But the thing about what history's taught us is that all bad times eventually come to an end. There have been pandemics since the dawn of recorded history. There have always been economic downturns, and they've all eventually ended. But what we saw on the last Earth Day, back on April 22nd of 2020, was the cleanest Earth Day on record. The air is cleaner, the water's cleaner. For the first time in nearly 5 centuries, dolphins were spotted in the canals of Venice. Venice is, I've been to Venice, it's an amazing city, but its canals are notoriously filthy and polluted, and they're clean. Dolphins are swimming through them. The people of Mumbai, India, one of the most heavily industrialized cities in the world, can actually see the mountain range. People in New York City are telling me how quiet it is, even though there's it's been the epicenter of COVID-19 in the U.S. So the air, water's cleaner. Animals are returning to areas in national parks, state parks, where they haven't been seen for over a century. So what is being presented to us on a planetary scale is a lesson that we actually can do something about our environment and about global problems. And why do I say that? Because it is unprecedented now that doctors, medical experts, and scientists all over the world are not only working on a vaccine and on treatments for COVID, but they're sharing each other's information. At this point in time, there's over 100, I think it's like 102 different vaccines being tested. Generally, scientists have been used to figure out ways to hurt each other, develop a technology that can help us conquer or colonize another country. But for the very first time, our planet's brain trust is being put to use for a singular purpose. And, I do believe in God, not necessarily the narcissistic white guy sitting on a throne swinging a scepter around and smiting people, but in a greater collective consciousness sense. The greatest gift we've been given is the gray matter inside of our head. And it's now we're using it. So eventually, this vaccine, this cure, this treatment will be created by the brain trust of planet Earth, but it may not have to stop there, nor should it stop there. And this is what the lesson is. We can cure cancer. We can cure pollution. We can create cleaner forms of energy. We can take our technology to figure out how to make the use of fossil fuels cleaner. We can use this advanced technology, this brain trust, to solve food production problems, to basically use the God-given intelligence that we have been gifted by the divine power we call God to actually save this planet and save ourselves from our own destructive patterns of behavior. And this is unprecedented in human history. This is being handed to us. The problem is humans tend not to listen to lessons. And the problem with lessons is that they are repeated until they are learned. I'm just hoping that we can realize that we can work as a global community. The other thing this disease, this coronavirus has taught us, we really are one human family. And unlike human beings, this disease doesn't discriminate. It doesn't discriminate on the basis of age or sex, ethnicity, religious belief, anything. It will kill anybody and everybody. We don't have an immunity or a defense to it. And so, when we get back to talk about quantum physics, how we're all interconnected in the energetic sense, we're now seeing that we're all connected as a human family because we are all equally at risk from the COVID disease. And the fascinating thing about this is when I say that we can all work together, this doesn't mean that we're all going to join hands and sing Kumbaya and that the nation state system is going to completely fade away. There should be a France, there should be a Bhutan, there should be a Thailand, there should be an Ecuador, but we shouldn't have to be worrying about killing each other. We should have our own ethnicity, our creed, our nation state status, but stop fighting each other and instead let our scientists share information to solve the planet's problems. And I think that this is a realistic possibility if we allow it.
Welcome to the radio, Wasteland. Hello, my darling. Welcome to the radio.